Hello guys, welcome back to another video, and this is going to be a really long one, so I'm going to kind of get this beginning part over really quickly. But pretty much, I originally was just going to do a part 2 to the every drawing in Dino decks, but instead I decided, hey, I might as well do every single species that appears in Dino decks and every form of species that appears in Dino decks. So pretty much I'm going to cover every single dinosaur toy, every single physical appearance, plus pretty much a few other ones like costumes and decoys and things, but we'll get into that later. Anyways, let's just start off with our physical species. So first there's Ankylosaurus, Centaurosaurus, Velociraptor, Sarcosuchus, Albertonectes, Direwolf, Dreadnoughtus, Elasmotherium, Megaraptor, Shibuya, Tyrannosaurus Rex, Triceratops, Meganera, Megalodon, Colossal Squid, which I've had many people say it's some other prehistoric squid, but no, it is a Colossal Squid, 100%, nothing else, not like a Toothus or anything like that. But anyways, Skeleton T-Rex, the Pink T-Rex, which kind of is its own variant, but anyways, Cartoon T-Rex, and we move on to the cartoon species with Cartoon Mosasaurus, Cartoon Argentinosaurus, Cartoon Dinochirus, Cartoon Hatzegopterus, and then we have, I'm not going to include all of the drawings from the first 9 episodes, but I included a few notable ones like Hynolamus, Brachiosaurus, Cosmoceratops, Compsognathus, and then now we're going to move on to the drawings from the other 17 episodes. So first we have T-Rex Euoplocephalus, then we have Euoplocephalus and Titanoboa, then we have Titanoboa and Tyrannosaurus Rex, then we have an ostrich foot, then we have an ostrich compared to a T-Rex, the Elasmotherium drawing, Elasmotherium compared to a unicorn and a rhino, T-Rex drawing. Then we have these drawings that are kind of hard to see, but I believe that's a Pteranodon and a Tupujara, possibly. Or maybe it could be like some other crested pterosaur, but I think it's Tupujara since the head crest kind of looks like that. But then we have what I believe is a Coelophysis, which I think is based off that one image, which I can't remember what it is. Maybe I'll put an image of it on screen. But anyways, we also have a Gigantoraptor based off that other stock image of a Gigantoraptor. And then we have the T-Rex sign, the Shibuya sign, and then this sign is the only one that we've never seen before, and this is the Direwolf sign. Then we have the another Compsognathus drawing, an Archaeopteryx drawing, and then this thing, which I can't tell if this is supposed to be the Albertonectes since it has fingers. I'm pretty sure this is a Tanystropheus, so maybe Tanystropheus will appear in season 2, or maybe this is just a drawing, though it's kind of odd that they're adding another long-necked yellow animal, so yeah. Anyways, we have this drawing, which is really hard to tell, and I don't think it's a compy, but I can't tell what it is. It's some sort of theropod, possibly, maybe even like Eoraptor redesign, but I don't really know. Then we have the Direwolf drawing. Then we have several drawings on this fridge, which first we have a generic dinosaur drawing with a Stegosaurus and a Pteranodon. I don't think these are redesigns, things are just some generic drawings, alongside an image of Sarcosuchus, which I actually missed from the other episodes since you can't see it there, but anyways, we have an image of some more generic dinosaur images alongside an Ankylosaurus image. And then if we go down further, which I don't think you could see these in the first season, but there's Velociraptor and the Colossal Squid, so that's pretty interesting. Then we have one of Dan's drawings of a bunch of herbivores compared to the T-Rex, which actually, no, this is not Dan, this is Trek. I remember this is from one of the episodes of Dino Dan Trek's Adventure. Pretty interesting. Then we have an image, which I decided to show this angle since this is the best angle you can see the Centaurosaurus in. But then here's the rest of the image with Dreadnoughtus and Ankylosaurus. You can kind of see Centaurosaurus, and I think you can start to see the beginning of a T-Rex. Then you also have this image of the wall, which we've seen images before, but yeah, this is of Dex's bedroom. Some more generic dinosaur drawings. Drawings of the Ankylosaurus and Sarcosuchus, which these are, you can see, here's some better quality images of those. Then we have, again, some dinosaur figures, and I think there's, might be a Yi-Chi in the top, you can barely see it, right above the Pteranodon drawing, and also possibly some marine reptile, which is the blue thing. Then we have another one of Dan's old experiments with T-Rex and Triceratops. Then we have a Megaraptor drawing, an image of the Elasmotherium and Centaurosaurus, the Dino World, comic book cover, which you can actually see a lot of things interesting. If we're starting from the left, we have Velociraptor, T-Rex, Ankylosaurus, Megaraptor, Albertonectes, interestingly enough, Dreadnoughtus, and Triceratops. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. Then we have Tyrannosaurus, Triceratops, and Centaurosaurus. By the way, I forgot to mention for the Dino War, I'm not going to include the whole episode since those are technically not drawings, those are 2D animated, so I'm not going to include those. But then we have the Quetzalcoatlus on the side of a tissue box. Elasmotherium, Dreadnoughtus, and a bunch of Dino tails. Pretty much, I think it's of, I'm not 100% sure of everything. I know Dreadnoughtus, Sarcosuchus, and Ankylosaurus, and there's another yellow one, which I can't tell exactly what it is. But then we have another comic drawing a Triceratops, not really a drawing, but an art piece of the Triceratops. I can't tell exactly what that is, but it looks like it's either of a pterodactyl or of the colossal squid. Then we have this cool drawing, which I think is actually, which is on the side of the fridge, and I'm pretty sure this is actually a reference to Endling, since you can see Ling, the other characters, and an elephant in the background, and I'm pretty sure this is another Endling reference, since we already had another one of an Endling's book, so that's pretty interesting. Now we move on to the kind of decoy / costumes that are not part of the backpack. So we have the Dreadnoughtus costume, that's not part of the backpack, the Iguanodon cam, which yes, this is an Iguanodon. Then we have the Centaurosaurus decoy. And then we move on to the costumes. So first we have Velociraptor, and again, I'm not including images from the first 9 episodes. And then we have Megaraptor, Shibuya, Dreadnoughtus, Nanukosaurus, which is the only dinosaur to get a costume but does not have a physical appearance. Then we have Elasmotherium, Triceratops, Ankylosaurus, which we don't really see them wear the Ankylosaurus costume. We see it in Bumper Dinos on the bumper car, and then we also have an image of its tail in one of the other episodes. But yeah. Now we have Centaurosaurus. Then we move on to the pins, which we have T-Rex, Dreadnoughtus, Nanukosaurus, Elasmotherium, and then we also have Direwolf and Shibuya. Alongside Centaurosaurus, and now we have a bunch of ones from Dino, which there's actually a pretty interesting one, which I'm going to start at the top on the left. We have Maiasaura, probably Sidornithosaurus, then I think we have Troodon, then moving down, we're starting on the right now, we have Amargasaurus and Seismosaurus, a yellow one, which I'm not 100% sure what it is, a little purple one, which I'm also not 100% sure what it is, a Titanobella one, but then we have another small blue sauropod, which this could be Europasaurus, but personally, I think that might actually be Apatosaurus, which would be really interesting to see if we're going to get an Apatosaurus later on. Or is this hinting that Apatosaurus is canon in the franchise and we just haven't seen it yet? And also, there's a Dracorex one a little bit higher up. But again, back to the Apatosaurus. Honestly, I really hope that we get to see Apatosaurus soon. But anyways, moving on to stuffed animals and other toys. But we're starting with stuffed animals. Just some generic dinosaur stuffed animals. Don't think those are supposed to be any dinosaur from the show. Another generic T-Rex one. Now we move on to a Dinosuchus toy, which we've seen before in the past. Then we have toys of Amargasaurus and Diplodocus. A toy Giganotosaurus and Plesiosaurus. Sorry these images are blurry since most of these are from background, but we have a Giganotosaurus toy. A toy of what I believe is supposed to be the, I'm pretty sure, I could be very wrong, but I believe this is supposed to represent Titanus. Then we have toys of Therizinosaurus, Woolly Mammoth, and Footolonchosaurus. And then we have another image of the Woolly Mammoth and a Pterodactyl, plus a Martosaurus you can kind of see again. T-Rex toy of a Gigantoraptor, a possible Microraptor's tail, and then a Stygimoloch, and you can kind of see the head of Dromaeosaurus on the right. Then we have a Shibuya model, a Direwolf model, Corythosaurus toys, and then, interestingly enough, you can kind of see in the episode Missed Signals under the TV, you can see some toys. One of them is of a Kentrosaurus, but if you look at the Ankylosaurus and possibly a Velociraptor toy, I think these are actually the Geo World Dino Dan toys of Ankylosaurus and Velociraptor, which is really interesting to see. And also in the Corythosaurus image, there's also a Geo World Corythosaurus, but anyways, these are really more interesting in my opinion. Then we move on, we have a generic Amargasaurus. I believe that this is actually the Carnegie, the Safari Carnegie Amargasaurus, but I could be wrong. Then we move on, we have a figure which I believe is supposed to be Therizinosaurus. Then we have one of Diabloceratops and Cosmoceratops. And a better image of it where I believe that there's some sort of yellow theropod, which I can't tell exactly what it is, but you can also see Oplocephalus kind of at the end. Then we can also see a Shibuya model, which I actually think is a uniquely made model and not just a repaint of another dinosaur, which is pretty interesting. Then we have this wide image, which there's a lot to uncover here. But at the bottom, you can see Leviathan, I believe Footolonchosaurus, and there's just so many, it's kind of hard to cover them all. But you can kind of see for yourself what's there. Then we have the Elasmotherium toy from House of Mammals, which is literally just a bison figure with a horn glued onto the top of it. Then we have the Direwolf figure. Then we have a Triceratops figure plus a Stegosaurus figure. Then we have a Therizinosaurus toy again, which I think is actually the same of, I don't know exactly which company made it, but if you've seen Your Dinosaurs Are Wrong, the Therizinosaurus episode, it's the model that's used in that episode to represent Therizinosaurus. But anyways, we also have Diplodocus, Stygimoloch, and Plesiosaurus again. Then we have this thing, which I have no idea what it is. I don't know, every single time I see it, it looks a little bit different. It looks like it has wings or flippers, but at the same time it has legs. It's so weird, I cannot even tell what this is, if this is supposed to be anything in particular, but anyways. Again, Footolonchosaurus figure. Then we have this, which is not a figure, but in the last episode of Dino Dex, it's, well, technically not even the last episode, it's part 1 of Dino Discoveries, but you can see the globe map, and this is the same exact globe from the Dino Dana activity guide, so it has all the same species, which means technically every single Dino Dana activity guide species made it into Dino Dex, technically. And hopefully we'll get to see more of these species in the future. Hopefully Carnotaurus in particular, or Maposaurus would be pretty cool to see as well. But again, we don't see it too well, so you do get to see it spin a little bit. But yeah, so that's pretty interesting. Now we're going to move on to these last two, which are only mentioned and not actually shown in the series in any way. First, we have Bambi Raptor, which is mentioned once, though it's kind of just once. We may actually see Bambi Raptor in the future, since it's the part pretty much when Dex is comparing Elasmotherium to a unicorn, and Kayla is just not convinced, and Dex is just like, you're going to be disappointed when we do a Bambi Raptor experiment. So maybe we'll see Bambi Raptor, or maybe we won't, and that's just a one-off line. But then this one technically is not mentioned in the later episodes, but this is mentioned in the first in the first 9 episodes, I believe in episode 1 actually, where Dex does mention Maposaurus. I just wanted to pull it up again since I really think Maposaurus would be a great advantage to this franchise since we see T-Rex too much. But yeah, it's also seen on the globe. But pretty much those are all of the artworks and every single species that appears in Dino Dex. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Is there any of these species that you want to see reappear? Do you think any of these species are going to reappear in season 2? But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.